Hello again, chess friends. Mike Koplitz with the Royal Rooks Chess Club, York, Pennsylvania, here to bring you another lesson. And today's lesson, this one is how to checkmate with a rook in king versus a king. Very similar to a queen, but also slightly different. And again, sadly to say that I've seen a lot of scholastic tournaments when I'm directing that come down to king and rook versus king, and we're sitting there counting 50 moves until finally a draw has occurred. What students tend to do with the rook is they tend to, it's black to move, simply we'll go out here and check the rook and just keep checking the rook, and the king will keep bouncing around, and eventually the 50 moves runs out. So let me pull the rook back and kind of get the king in a better position. Oh, excuse me. And here we're going to start. Let's start here with this particular position. The same concept here as when you're working with the queen. By moving the rook up, what you're trying to do is cut off, in this case, the lower part of the board, if you let me use that word, this being upper and this being lower. What you have to do is you have to push the king to the back rank. That's the only way you're going to do it. Now, what's going to happen here in this case, I'm going to do the first step easily. I'm going to put the kings facing each other. This is the critical spot. The kings have to be facing each other. And then when you have that happen, you can check with your rook. Now, of course, don't put your rook here where it can be swiped. And that forces the king back. You'll notice the king has no choice but to come backwards. Now, he does have 3 different squares he can go to. It doesn't really matter which one he goes to. The point is, when the king moves, then all of a sudden, here we go, he has 3 ranks that he can reach right now, and you're basically pushing him backward. Then what you need to do is bring your king again in front of his king, and then you'll reach these situations where the black king, in this case, is going after the rook. And what I recommend is when that happens, you just swing the rook as far as you can to the other side of the board, remembering that a rook is a long-range piece. She can attack over great distances. Now, it's a mistake for the king to come to here. If you're playing black, you want to make this tough, so you're going to run away. And in this particular case, when you reach this point, you'll notice also easy. King has no choice but to, again, go backwards because you're facing each other. That's the only way the king is ever going to go backwards. So in this case, we'll send the king backward. And of course, you're going to go after him. And he's now going to run across the board. Doesn't matter which way he really goes. You're going to have a chase here. Now what's going to make this chase easy is once he moves here to attack the rook, you're just going to swing it to the other side. Now he can come here. If he does, you're just going to push him backward. So he's going to be smart and go to the edge of the board. And look at that. Well, that was easy. And then push him back. And again, he's only got 3 squares to go to. So we'll let him go with it this way. And of course, you've now cut him off to the back of the back rank on the board, which is exactly where you want him to be. And now you're going to say, okay, I'm going to come chase you. Now you have to be a little careful here, because if the black king goes in this direction, this can happen on any of the files. If you decide, oh, I'm just going to get in front of him. Oh, look, 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 I got him, right? Well, you don't got him because he's going to go that way. Now, of course, let me bring that position back up again. Of course, if the black king decides to go this way, well, now you just sit and wait. Let's do this one first since we're in the corner. You do not you do not move your king over, in this case, to this would be the A6 square. Because if you do, the black king is just going to get away. You sit there and you move the rook one square. Now the king has nowhere to go but in front of you, and of course, then you have checkmate. Let me do this again. Set this up for a second. If the king goes into the corner, oh, sorry, it's white to move. In this position, white to move, we'll move the rook. Because if the king goes here, that's checkmate. He's going to go to the corner. And then you're going to move over, and then bingo, checkmate again. Let's see, this is white to move, but let's say you make a mistake and you decide, oh, I'm going to get in front of the king. So now he's going to run away. He's going to keep running. He's going to keep running and running. Now here, you're going to just swing your rook to the other side. Get him away, as far away as possible. Now the king cannot come to the, in this case, the F8 square because it's checkmate. So he's going to go to H8. You come to G6. Now he has no choice. And simple checkmate. It's a little simpler when you think about it than the queen, because the problem with the queen checkmate is you always have to be worried that you're going to stalemate the king. It would be really tough to stalemate a king with a king and a rook. Always look out for it, just in case. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video and practice this. If you have a computer like I have here that you can set the boards up and play against the computer, play against the computer. And you do these rook checkmates the same as you would with doing the queen checkmates. You have to know how these work in order to really be successful at the game. So take care. Again, Mike Koplitz, Royal Rooks Chess Club of York, signing off. Happy chess.